Madrid's and Barcelona's Champions League draw have taken place for the group stages. The 8 teams they are facing have been decided. And they are as follows. Very tasty games for Real Madrid indeed, including a trip to Liverpool, Anfield, once again, the same repeat of last year, when they actually beat us 2-0, convincing win, let's just call it as it is, and this time going up against one of their former players, but this time as a manager in Xabi Alonso. This is going to be a very, very tasty tie indeed. I could see this going either way, but Liverpool, currently, we know that they're conceding goals, they're leaking goals in the Premier League. Can their defence become stronger in time to face Real Madrid? And Anfield is a fortress that you'll never walk alone, will be consistently ringing in Real Madrid's players' ears all game long. And this, I don't want to give any prediction for it because it could go either way. But Liverpool, they do need to fix up the defence because I think Real Madrid will actually be catching them out time and time again. But also in the reverse end, we have to be wary of Liverpool's attack, especially Ekitike and also Wirtz joining their lineup. Frimpong on the right, we need to be very, very wary of this. And next, Manchester City at home in the Bernabeu. What a crazy clash this is going to be. Once again, Pep going against Real Madrid. It's always the case, isn't it? We always face Manchester City. That team at the moment is not looking themselves. I'm telling you this right now. But they have really, really improved their squad in the summer window, and they will be looking for blood. Especially last year when we knocked them out in that playoff phase. This time they'll be looking for it. They'll be looking to take that win. And imagine if they do in the Bernabeu. So Pep, he is going to be gearing up for that match completely. The team, their team, need to be also critical in terms of their finishing and so forth if they want to beat Real Madrid. But Real Madrid, I tell you what, I think we'll be licking our lips again at this time. We'll be licking our lips to batter Manchester City one more time, hopefully, and this time put them to the sword completely. Yeah, we saw Mbappe last year. Let's hope that Mbappe, with improved form, can be absolutely ruthless against Pep Guardiola's team. And then next, Juventus at home in the Santiago Bernabeu. Juventus, a team we've already played this year in the Club World Cup, a team that love to defend. And you've seen the problems that Real Madrid have against playing low blocks. So we need to just assume that they're going to do exactly the same thing. And if they can, then maybe Juventus would catch out Real Madrid on a break here or two, and they have the quality to do so. But overall, I think Real Madrid will take this tie convincingly. Next, North side, big North side, Benfica in Portugal. This is going to be a tough game, and believe me on this one. Benfica, they are going to be looking at this match and saying, look, we have a chance to face Real Madrid in Portugal. And it's going to be such a crazy thing to see Carreras going against his former team here. Carreras is going to be absolutely looking at time and saying, look, I'm going to be stepping up big time in this game. Champions League is going to be Real Madrid's bread and butter, hopefully, this year. Let's see how we take it. But apart from that, again, Marseille, a dodgy, tricky side. We saw how Lille gave us a very tricky game last year, and they beat us. They beat us 1-0. We didn't lay a glove on them at all. That was pretty much, for me, one of the downfall points in Real Madrid's campaign, completely, and Ancelotti's downfall across the season. As soon as I saw that game and I saw the AC Milan game also, I knew there were going to be problems in the year. So, obviously, Marseille, another problem. Olympiacos away in Greece, a very hostile ground. And we've seen a few teams, big teams in Europe, fall to Olympiacos in Europe. And may repeat it again, yeah? Hostile. And Real Madrid, the players in there are going to be shocked to see the Greek fans ringing out the names of Olympiacos consistently time and time again throughout that match, and we're going to have problems there, yeah? Again, Monaco, home, I think we'll beat them, and then Kairat, Almaty. So these 8 games, I think, will be games that we can potentially win all of them. We can potentially win all of them. I think the most important games that we have to take into consideration too, Anfield away, Benfica away, and Olympiacos away. These 3 can be very, very tricky for us as Real Madrid fans. So, do you know what? I'm excited for those ties. Excited because Real Madrid this time, I think if they don't finish in the top 3 this year, I am going to be fuming. That people think, oh, the table's the table. Everybody in the top 8 positions get automatic placements. So what? You finish the top half of the table and you get seeded higher. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I want us to see us in the top 3 of that table. Without fail. Without fail. Okay, let's get on to Barcelona's games. Now, these are going to be very, very tasty. 3 in particular. Paris Saint-Germain at home in, well, the Nou Camp. It's going to be absolutely crazy to see Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not sure which match day it's going to be. I haven't been included on the match days itself. But look, Paris Saint-Germain at home for Barcelona. This is their time to actually show the world what they can do in terms of football ability against the best team in Europe. They're still the best team in Europe. They won the Champions League. So let's just call it as it is. A spade is a spade. PSG are the Champions League winners last year. They are the best team in Europe by a country mile. So Barcelona, this is their time to shine, honestly. I think Yamal would absolutely love the opportunity to go against Mendes one more time in this game. We saw what happened in the Nations League. This is going to be completely different. Champions League nights and Barcelona, tasty ties. Stamford Bridge away against Chelsea. I'm telling you right now, this is probably going to be the most difficult game for Barcelona. The rest of them, not really. I'm seeing another team there that is going to be very, very tasty for Barcelona. Very physical tie. But Chelsea, I'm telling you, they are going to be up for that game. Stamford Bridge, Barcelona, we've seen them going head-to-head in the past. We've seen decisions go against for. This is going to be very interesting. And Chelsea, they're going to try and have their revenge against Barcelona. Remember disgrace? Drogba, this is a disgrace? Exactly that. So, look, we'll see if Barcelona can actually beat Chelsea in their own ground. And then they have Frankfurt, Club Brugge, Olympiacos at home as well, but I think at home they'll batter them. Slavia Prague, Copenhagen, and of course, St. James's Park, Newcastle. This is going to be also another very tricky game for Barcelona. You're looking at Newcastle, you're looking at the midfield, they're going to be absolutely physically dominated. This is a fact. Newcastle's midfield is so physically strong, they would actually physically, in terms of everything they put onto the pitch, dominate. Not technically, not in terms of passing and moving, physically they will. And I could see, obviously, Barcelona finding it tricky against Newcastle, especially in the box, maybe corners here and there, height advantage, and Eddie Howe's build up his team in a very solid manner. Very solid manner. Isak's news, we don't know what's happening. Is he going to Liverpool? Is he staying at Newcastle? We don't know. It's all up in the air. If Isak was to stay at Newcastle and they find some way to put him into this match, then Barcelona are going to have problems. It's as simple as that. And we just need to be honest here. So the Champions League draw, honestly, for both teams, tasty. I want to see Real Madrid finish on top of Barcelona. I want to see them finish on top. If they don't, I am going to be fuming. Because we have tasty ties, they have tasty ties. But I'm telling you right now, Man City, Juventus, people think that's difficult. I don't think personally at home, the Bernabeu, we should be beaten by Manchester City. If they do, then I'm telling you right now, it could cause another downward spiral in this Champions League campaign, because going to Anfield, to lose there, if we lose in Anfield, then it could be difficult. The only loss I could see potentially coming is Anfield. That's what I'm saying. So Olympiacos is a tough one, I already mentioned. But apart from that, there's not really much to be worried about. And Benfica, away. Maybe a draw here in Benfica, but I don't want to see needless and stupid losses like last season. See any of those, I'm going to be irate, honestly. This Champions League campaign, we need to be battering these teams. Liverpool, the only very, very difficult obstacle, if we can beat Liverpool in Anfield. Honestly, maybe we can dream again as Real Madrid fans to win the Champions League. Maybe. But that's only if we were to turn up against them. If Liverpool, by that time, haven't fixed their bloody defensive issues, then honestly, Real Madrid could run riot in Anfield. We've seen teams already, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace in the pre-season. Well, it is the Community Shield, but pretty much give them problems. So the teams in Europe, I tell you, Real Madrid could be in the top 3, top 2, even first place if they give it a go, a proper go. And Xabi Alonso, that Liverpool tie, is going to be ringing in his ears to beat them. So guys, that's the Champions League draw with Real Madrid and Barcelona's games announced. Take care, adios, and we'll see you next time. Take care.